With Stuart White, one of my good buds. We live
it.
pretty freaking close to each other too.
Yeah, pretty close. I gotta come check your new spot.
Yeah, you gotta come hang, man.
Yeah, I saw the pics. It looks cool, man.
Thanks for coming by today.
Yeah, for sure.
How you been doing?
Good, chilling.
Hell yeah. We gotta pretend that we haven't been hanging out the last couple of days and that this is a fresh, organic conversation. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that we weren't getting drunk last night. No.
It was very fun, very good time. At the Augsburger party with wonderful live music. You guys, Beyonce mixes, I mean, what is the vibe? What's the narrative in your mind when you start a mix, you sit down to work on something at that freaking level with her?
I mean, I try not to think about it too much. I just try to like stay in right brain when I work in general. I've been doing records with her for a long time, so it's just kind of like a fluid right brain kind of thing to track and mix on the fly. I was saying, and I did some the other day. I was talking and I said I have like priority lists in my mind when I'm recording and mixing, like what's the most important thing to do right now. And so I jump around a lot. And if something sticks out, I'm like, oh, let me grab that. Let me get this. If I'm cutting vocals and I'm punching really fast and like keeping up with what they want to do, I'm still like making lists in my mind of like, oh, I need to fix that. That 808 needs work. That needs to da-da-da-da-da. That needs to da. So I'm just like making mental notes. So if you know the artist takes a second to pause to figure out a line, then boom, I make another aux and I took that EQ on, put that EQ on, shit like that. Just trying to stay as fluid and natural and right brain, you know, and not like, you know, definitely not like psych myself out, you know, mentally or emotionally or anything like that. Just kind of have fun with it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like your stuff is so like bouncy and transient, but
like
I have a feeling with that team, like you do need to be like extremely competitively loud too.
Yeah.
Do you have to battle that with them, or how are you getting that much punch out of the mix bus while still like keeping it compact?
That's a good question. I've learned with a lot of like R&B and hip hop stuff, I do less on the stereo bus. And I work all day long when I mix for the most part with like 6 to 10 dB of headroom on my stereo bus.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You do it like towards the end of the process.
Yeah, I try to get it really, really, really close overall where like, because I don't want to hear anything on the bus like pushing things and messing with things until I've really had time to like do my due diligence and balance everything out and like fix any phase problems and you know, or like if I need to switch a kick or if I need to re-pitch a kick or something like that because it's not locking with the bass just right. Like I'll do a lot of work that way, and I found over time doing it that way, kind of just focusing on fundamentals, that I can get a louder mix. But once I balance it better, you know, just really trying to get it. And then when I do get to the point where okay, I'm ready to start hearing it with a limiter, I'll use the OG invisible limiter, just because it's pretty clean, and I'll put it on like 16x or 8x, and I'll just crank that up, you know, sometimes 10 or 12 dB, just not to get a ton of gain reduction, but usually at that point I can get hit like -7 LUFS or whatever, like pretty easily once I do my work.
Damn,
you
just
know?
one limiter?
Yeah, just one. Well, I'll use the gold clip actually.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Ryan.
We love gold clip. We love Ryan.
I'll use gold clip, and more I'm using gold clip to like do little bits, tiny bits on like kicks and drum.
Same.
Drum
I'm just
groups.
tickling it.
Tickling it, brother.
For
like,
sure.
yeah, just to overall, just it gets me another dB and a half or whatever, just by going through things like that. So, and then ultimately, yeah, like you said, I love transients. I love like when things jump out, you know, just make things exciting for the listener, you know, and not over mixing. I think one of the biggest, you know, notes that I would get from certain, you know, female artists is don't overmix it, you know what I mean? Like, like you know, like it's too mixed, you know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, I might get that note, but because you know you want to make it perfect and you work on something for a long time. So often I'll go back in my process and go through my older bounces, and I'll be like chorus better, verse better, boom, 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 and then I'll just like pull the parts in that I like from
Import
like
the data from
older roughs. Because if I'm working on something for a long time, you could kind of go in the weeds sometimes, and then. Or like the parts change, the drums change. We just redid all these vocals, blah, 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 blah. And then you like, I always label my first day rough mix day one. So if I get lost in the weeds, I just listen to the day one to check the vibe of day one. And then glance through, just click through quickly all of the other bounces I might have. And sometimes I'll find things that I really love in other parts and other versions, and I'll take those and put them together or whatever. you know.
Do you find you're like doing a mix and like getting it into a comfy spot? Do you send that same day, or do you like sleep on it and come back and then send the next day?
I honestly, I mean, with her, it's different. Like because I track it and she just runs out the door and says, "Give me the bounce." So like I just kind of do it as we go and whatever, and then give her a bounce every day. But then with that, when I work with other people, I don't send the mix until I'm 100% with it.
For sure.
Yeah.
What's like the maximum amount of time? Like
2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
Cool.
Like on some, I mixed the Childish Gambino album, and some of those songs
yeah.
I definitely spent 2 days on,
Damn.
like or more, and some of those I like mix them for a day and then remix them the second day,
For sure.
just because like I can beat that. No, I got to do it better. That's not good enough, or I strayed too far from the rough. Let me bring it back to the rough more. And just because you don't want to lose the confidence of the artist and the producer, like by like sending out something that's not it. Like one taste is everything, right? And it's like once they lose faith in that your taste, you don't want that. So I really work really hard that doesn't ever happen. And then when I started doing that, I started getting more stuff approved on like mix 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Dude, gems. Dude, thank you for your time, man.
Yes, sir.
You're fucking
My
legends.
pleasure. Yeah,
You're
dude.
good,
So are you, bro. I love your
Super-
work.
No, thank you,
I
man.
love your mixes, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're killing it, dude. Yeah.
We're gonna hang soon. We'll do some shit in the studio someday, and we'll film that too.
Yeah,
In the
for
meantime,
sure. Yeah.
Have a good NAMM, man.
Cheers, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Peace.